Let's go to Seth in Tampa. What's up, Seth?
Hey, good morning, John. How are you?
I'm good, my brother. What's up?
Oh, kind of hoping for some guidance and some direction. I'm at a point in my life that, one, I never thought I'd be in, and two, I have no idea how to navigate through, so I was hoping for some help.
Cool, man. Pull up a seat, dude. What's up?
So, short story, recently got divorced. Was told, we need to try a separation, and then so I moved out of the house, and about 2 weeks later, she told me she was filing for divorce.
Why? What happened? What led to that?
Honestly, I don't really know. I've asked several times. I was told she was seeking a sense of independence. She's always been in relationships. She wants to do life on her own, grow on her own. I was actually listening to the last caller, and I can certainly relate to a lot of what you guys talked about. There was a lot of things that we didn't discuss out of fear or afraid of stepping on others' toes. So there was a lack of communication. Mm-hmm. I've been trying to wrap my head around what I could have done or what I did wrong. I don't necessarily know it's what I could have done better, because at this point it doesn't really matter. But
right. Hey,
just trying to learn from it.
Can I tell you this? I think my friend Randy's pointed this out to me years ago, and it stuck with me. I applied for a job once also, like he did, and I was the lone finalist, and they went with nobody. They just called and said it wasn't the right fit. And I remember thinking, good gosh, they would rather have nobody than me. That was worse than being one of 3 finalists and having them pick somebody else, right? Because I don't fit, whatever. Y'all chose nobody over me. Here's why I tell you that. That is super painful. It's one thing if you were abusive or you screwed up or you cheated on her and she's, I'm out of here. Because then you can point to a thing. It's harder when you are left in a wisp of smoke. And here's what I want to caution you against. I know we haven't even gotten into the call. I want you to caution you against trying to get inside her head and figure out why she did what she did. The fact that she left your marriage and left you standing there and can't tell you why is all you need to know about the caliber of person you're working with here. It's a person who's entirely inward focused on themselves and themselves only. And that's devastating and heartbreaking because she chose nothing over you. And that's hard. And you just got to grieve the crap out of it. Is that fair?
Yes, sir. I've been trying to work through the grieving. I've been allowing myself times throughout the day to, when it hits me, to cry, get angry, and process this stuff. And I've been sticking close to my support group, and they've been awesome. I've also been isolating and eating, which is another side of it. It's I just, at this point, I feel like I no longer have direction on what to do in life. Like, just a quick backstory or whatever history is, when we got together, we drank together heavily a lot. And then 6 years ago, next month, God willing, I'll have 6 years sober. We got sober. So we've been, ups and downs, and have gotten through the first year's sobriety. It was very interesting in our household.
I bet, man.
Because, both of us, I can say I'm an alcoholic, and like I said, thank God next month, God willing, I'll have 6 years sober. So I've had a lot of stuff to work through. And that's what I thought, if we could get through that kind of stuff, we can get through anything. And those were the discussions that we had. And it was rough, but it seemed like everything had gotten better. And, for a long time, I had alcohol as my distraction and whatever other substances. And then that went away. And then I kind of had my wife as my distraction. I had my husband as my identity.
Yep.
And now that's been taken away, and it's like, I feel lost. I feel like right now, and I'm in the process of trying to find a new home. So it's like to start a new life or start life over, I guess. And I just kind of feel like I'm in purgatory right now, just kind of waiting in this in between. It's like, I want to heal and move forward, maybe I'm trying to rush it. I don't know, but it's like I'm just so stuck without direction. I have no idea what I like to do. I don't know what.
Yeah.
You know,
So I'll tell you this. You're not going to like my answer, but you're right where you need to be. You're not crazy.
Yes,
okay? You're not crazy. And you're not broken or dysfunctional, or you aren't the guy whose wife walked out on him, who's also wrestling with sobriety and who feels lost. You are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses, my brother. Okay. You're not crazy. In these moments when everything you feel completely untethered from you are unhooked from love, you are unhooked from desire, you're unhooked from safety, you're unhooked from your ride or die, you're unhooked, right?
Yes.
You have opened your eyes up on the plains of Kansas and your tribe left you. Okay. These are actually the worst times to get existential because your body's in fight or flight. This is the best time to make a list, a very detailed list of little wins and get through every day. And what you're going to find is I will wake up at this time. I will go to work. I will exercise. I will go to my group. I will not miss a meeting. I don't care if you've not been in a while. I'm going to start going to meetings again. I will call my sponsor. I will eat somewhat reasonably. I will go shoot pool and hang out, whatever the thing is. And then that day's over. And then I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it again. And what you're going to find in 30 days, 60 days, 120 days is the light starts coming back on. What most people do is they sit in that black hole and they wait for the light to come back on, and it never does. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I wish there was a way to think your way out of where you are, and there's not. You have to act. And that's the worst when that black curtain falls, right?
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you this. Stop saying God willing. Don't drink. Is that cool?
Yes.
I know that's part of the language and I know that's part of the thing, but I want you just to say, I'm not drinking.
Yeah, there's nothing worth it going back to that.
No, dude.
Miserable life.
No. You are not who you once were, man. So let me ask you this crazy, and I just said don't get existential, but what, like, drop your shoulders for a second and just like free flow with me for a minute. Like, who do you want to be? And not profession wise. I'm talking about like, you want to be a guy that laughs a lot. You want to be a guy that like people think is a hunk. You want to be a guy that can fix stuff. Like, who do you want to be?
I mean, you kind of just nailed it right on the head. I mean, I enjoy finally getting to a point where I enjoy life, and I like riding motorcycles. I like working on I don't know, engines and just doing stuff with my hands. And yeah, it's nice being a sober, productive member of society.
But beneath that, you know what's even nicer? Deciding what you want and deciding what you need, and then going to make that happen. And when you are doing, your needs are being met and you're doing things that you love, all of us in society benefit. What you've been doing for a long time, you nailed it on the head. You traded alcoholism for codependency. You traded alcohol addiction for love addiction.
Yes.
And that's cool. I mean, it's a better addiction, right? It's at least but it's exposing, right? You're vulnerable because now when love cuts themselves off from you or unplugs from you, whoo, man, you're back to day. What is it? What's the death day? Is it day 15, day 16? Those first 30 days when you're like, I can't make this, and you're like going minute by minute. Remember those days? That's where you are right now.
Yes. Having to look at myself in the mirror and be okay with who's there. No distractions.
Yeah, man. That's the worst, man. Right? So here's what we're going to do over time. We're going to build a life that includes joy. And we're going to build a life that includes love again, because you will. And you're going to build a life full of friends and community. But not today.
Okay. Today's
about grief. And today's about reconnecting with people And today's about doing today the best you can. And tomorrow you can do tomorrow the best you can. And for you, it's going to be both. It's cool because you've walked this path before. And it's in some ways, it's like the person who lost 50 pounds and gained back 60, and now they're going on a diet again. It's so frustrating that you got to walk this road again. But here you are. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
It's just annoying that you got to do it again. But let me ask you this. What alternative do you got?
None. I'm not going back to that.
Yes, sir.
Other life.
Can I ask you this? Are you a good man?
Yes.
You're a good guy?
Yes.
You treat people well?
Yes.
You tip well at the restaurants?
Yes.
Do you pick up a toilet seat when you're in a public restroom?
With my shoe, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what. Don't do it with
I'm not touching it.
Don't do it with your mouth. Yeah, don't do it with your hands, you weirdo. Yeah, do it with your feet. That's how I do it too. Yeah, man, you're a good guy. And when you look in the mirror, you don't have to be like, I like you. I don't always like myself. But I do have to be honest and say, I'm a good guy. Doing the best I can with the hand that got dealt. And now it's time to play another way or learn a new thing or to get a little bit better at this thing but that starts with following a path, man. So what's tomorrow going to look like for you? Like lay it out for me. You're going to wake up and then what?
Normal routine is just waking up, getting a cup of coffee and getting ready for work. After I've been getting back into the gym, so do that immediately after work before I get distracted with anything else. Otherwise, I'll talk myself out of it.
Oh, dude. Will you commit to not missing for 30 days straight?
Yes.
Promise?
Yes.
We have like 16 and a half listeners, and I say half because I think somebody's got a kid that listens. So the accountability is not great, Seth, but you just told everybody for 30 days. And on the days that you don't go lift heavy because you don't do that back to back, just go ride the bike for 10 minutes. Do something. But just commit, I'm going to do something because I'm worth doing something. Or I'll go for a walk in my neighborhood, but I'm going to do something every day for 30 days. Is that fair?
I can do that, yes.
Will you reach out to somebody every day for 30 days? Call a friend?
Absolutely.
Promise?
Yes.
Are you back in meetings?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Actually, they have increased substantially.
Absolutely.
Which
they
has
should.
been a great thing.
Good. Dude, you are, I hate to tell you this, you are in the right place. And I know that doesn't, I hate to tell you that because it doesn't make the hurt go away right now.
No, you're 100% right.
Can I, you miss her, huh?
Absolutely. But I also, the more I process this, and kind of like you had touched on earlier, it's like, I had set expectations or maybe concepts or thoughts, of the person who she is, and people change and grow, and my expectations weren't being met, and that's it's something I'm dealing with. But maybe she's not the person I thought. I don't know. I can't answer what's going on in her head.
It sounds clear to me that she's not who you thought she was.
Yeah.
Or that in the same way you didn't have the skills to articulate, here's what I need, here's what I want, and here's what I'm missing, and here's where I'm scared, here's where I feel alone.
Yes.
She didn't have those same skills either. And the demon beneath communication, every marriage thing is like, gotta communicate. Beneath that is feeling completely alone in a bed you share with somebody. Right? And the human need for connection is too great. It will be met somewhere or in some way. All I have to say is this: stay out of her head. You're never going to get a clear answer. She may not have a clear answer as to why she felt like she had to go. Stay in your head and in the head of your friends and those who said, I'll stick with you and I'll keep riding with you, Seth, which may be your guys at your meeting. By the way, the meeting's talking about is AA meetings. The guys at your meeting or Celebrate Recovery meetings. The guys at your meetings, your friends, your counselor, whoever that happens to be, your buddies at work, whatever that looks like, ride with them. I'd also recommend, dude, 2 things. Go to Walmart this afternoon or Walgreens or Target or whatever, buy a cheap little journaly thing like I got here. You should probably have one of those if you've been doing AA for a while. And get a deck of cards, like note cards. That's like
Okay.
$1. And just commit for 30 days. I'm going to write down, here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to wake up and have coffee. I'm going to meditate for 1 minute. I'm going to write 5 things I'm grateful for. I'm going to get to work 5 minutes early so I'm not rushed and crazy. I'm going to go to the gym. Write those things down and mark them off. And all we're doing is we're winning every day. That's it. We're going to win the day and then go to the next, win the day, go to the next. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Brother, I can hear, I'm heartbroken with you. I'm heartbroken with you. My promise is if you take care of the little days and you're honest about your feelings over the next 5-6 months, the light will come on so bright you'll laugh at how clear the path ahead is. Okay, but you got to take care of the little days.
We can do that.
Is that cool?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Hey, I'm as proud of you as I've been anybody in a long, long time.
Thank you.
You're walking through life dragging a heavy sled behind you. Pretty good. Pretty impressive. Is that fair?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Cool. At some point, you're going to take that sled off. You're going to walk free. You're going to walk clear. And you'll stand about 6 inches taller. That's not today. Today's the day to grieve and be sad and be with your brothers. Sorry, my man. Sorry.